Hi folks, crafty folks, wanting to be crafty folks. I hope you've had a very good weekend. I really didn't know what I wanted to talk about today. I had nothing planned, which is kind of how this channel is going to go. I just decided I was going to do some things and flip the camera on. So I just pulled out a couple of things to show you. We'll start with that. This is one of my new folders for a diary, a journal I'm making. And it's going to have pockets all the way through, and this glues onto the book page, but that's the newest one. And then the new additions to the junk book. It's not really a full collage book, and it's not just a glue book. Although a lot of people, and I kind of agree, there's not really a lot of difference. I think we put multimedia artists, and so on, I think we put more energy into when we collage, it has some meaning or a story. And I think almost every person I know or I've seen on YouTube points to that. But I don't know what a glue book is, because I never really just slap stuff in there, you know. To fill a page just for the purpose of filling a page. I never really do that. I have the chemistry textbook that you guys have seen, and there's a video there. I'll update that at some point because I've done some pages in it now. But that's, I would say, the closest to a glue book I have. I sort of put together some color and some pictures, but I don't put a lot of, it's just, let's call it casual collage. Maybe I'll trademark that term, casual collage, and we'll leave it at that, okay? So I added some pages in here just to catch you up. My favorite window, this is the newest page. I love how that turned out. It's part of a colored in piece of world map, and then some old lettering from that 160-year-old book, and just some colors. And then I took my palette knife and I splotched white acrylic over it, or an antique white. It's an antique white that I put on it. And for some reason, I love this picture. I saved it. It's been in my picture file from some magazine, reclaimed at the secondhand store. I've probably had it for a couple years, I think. And I just, you know, I guess if you like doing art or like doing crafts, or you're an artist or multimedia, whatever term you use, it seems like most of us, if we see a picture and we like it, we'll wait, because there will be the perfect time to use it, the perfect place, the perfect setting. And to me, this just worked out beautifully. I just love the way that it sits in there. So on and on and on, right? This I find funny. To me, that's one of the funniest statements. And I just added some things. I added this is about success. It's a page with success words on it. I just felt it very motivating. This is something I wanted to talk about today a little bit, because I was talking to a friend of mine on Facebook, and she just feels, she's a very artistic person. I love her work, and she just feels unmotivated right now. So this is one of those napkins I got. I've got 4 or 5 more patterns coming in, where I'll actually do a video of how to separate the napkins, and the best way to put them down on things like music sheets and old papers and so on. It's easy to do. A friend of mine on here, Wendy, just talked about using some of them. I'll put her link actually in the description below. She does adorable junk journals and stuff, really cute. So yeah, the napkin thing I'll show you when I get the rest of them in, and I'll do a video about that. It's easy peasy. And especially, you don't even have to go out and buy something like Mod Podge. I discussed in the last video about the fact that I've been using the Elmer's clear liquid glue, and I've been using it like Mod, and then Wendy suggested a half and half mixed with Mod Podge and school glue. So I'm going to try that next time, but so far the Elmer's glue has worked well. So even if you don't have Mod Podge, which is kind of pricey, then you probably have a dollar store nearby and a $2 bottle of clear glue. So this is just a pharmacy bag. This is a background I did this morning. I'm going to put some white artwork on it, I think. And just pages, then the rest are just the pages I showed you before. I've glued a couple of places, but they're all just that mishmash of paper. Do you know what? Seriously, I have literally, I mean, my addiction is stationery stuff and art supplies. That is my crack. And I have dozens and dozens and dozens, I think the last count was about 47, empty journals, art journals, writing journals, diaries, sketchbooks. And I have had such fun just working in this junky thing. I mean, look at it. And for some reason, I've just been really inspired because I think part of it, and I'm not inhibited by too many books. My world at the big journal I have, the big art journal I have, which I call my tuxedo journal, but it's my favorite one. It's big, huge art journal, and I do the really treasured pieces in here. Like this is the creme de la creme of what I like that I've done, and that goes in this beautiful hardcover huge art book, right? So I kind of make sure that, you know, what I want to do in there is pretty special. It's planned out. I put things, you know, a packet together of things I'm going to use for that particular page and so on. So that's my limo or tuxedo of art journals for me. That's my very special one, you know. And so you have levels. I don't know about you guys, but I have levels of journals, pardon me, where some are more spectacular. The stuff in my traveler's notebook is, pardon me, kind of planned. Excuse me, guys, I just drank coffee. And so when you're working in a book full of just crap paper, sorry, garbage paper, it becomes beautiful. And so, you know, things, to me, that's a really cool page. I really like the way it turned out. And it took me about half an hour. That was it. I just played. I sat here ripping paper, and I enjoyed myself. So I'm really enjoying this. So if you get a chance to put all your scrap paper in one spot and just enjoy it, because I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, so we were talking about inspiration, and somebody asked me, the same friend I think on Facebook, about inspiration. She just wasn't feeling any art journal pages. She wasn't feeling any journal pages. She hadn't written for a while. She hadn't done any doodles or sketches or anything. She just was uninspired. So I had her go through my it's just a text box, I guess is what you would call it, on camera with me. This is a box where every time I go through a magazine or a piece of junk mail or anything, if the title or text stands out for me, I cut it out. This was a dollar store buy, by the way, and it's one of the greatest things for when you want to see a bunch of things at once. It's very shallow. It's not a deep dish, maybe an inch and a quarter. But these are all text titles and stuff. Heard on the street, food, happy content, you know, Windsor stuff, heroes, everything in the kitchen sink. Awesome titles go by in magazines. You don't even pay attention to them, and yet they're amazing. There's one I pulled out the other day, and all it says is art and soul instead of heart and soul. And that is going to be on in my limo journal, because that is just, to me, that's my life right now, is art and soul. Whether it's writing or art, I'm happiest doing those things. So save all your text. It doesn't matter what it says. You know what I mean? Like, it all has value. A winning combination. That was the start of an article I saw. Stuff like that. Just everything has some value. Do your thing. These are all out of junk magazines. The Shape of Water. and you want to know a great place to get magazines. When I was still going and having my nails done and stuff, nail salons are great. They end up stacking up great big stacks of old magazines. So ask them if they've got any they'd be willing to give you, and they'll clear them out so fast, and you'll get a pile every couple of months from them because they have nowhere to store the old ones, and they just get beat up and wrecked, and you take them and just dissect them into beautiful collections of text and so on, like this, where if you're uninspired and you come over here to this box and you close your eyes and you kind of just dig through without looking, and up you come. Wow, look at that. Every day is an opportunity for renewal. Now, if that doesn't kickstart a journal page for you, whether it's writing about the opportunities you want or have or whatever, or doing a picture, you know, that's a beautiful piece of text to open your day with. So get a text box together for yourself. One that you can dig through easily, one that you can just throw everything in there, any text you find, because don't forget, it doesn't have to be in a line like this either. You can save text pieces and put together. It would look kind of like a kidnapper's or serial killer's note maybe, but you know what I mean. Well, you could do artwork for serial killer novels. There you go. But that kind of thing is just very inspiring. Once you have a phrase or a, you know, food for thought. Isn't that a great little picture? Look at that. Food for thought. I think that's adorable. Come on, focus, camera. Ah, why won't it focus? There we go. Okay. So, yeah, great stuff. There's all kinds of things in here. Anybody could get information. Alien contact. Look at that. Marijuana. Woohoo, Canada. A simple way is why I saved it. Health. All kinds of stuff can come from a box of text, including stuff for your journal, your daily diary. If you keep one, a Hobonichi or a daily type diary, this month is a great piece of text for a month header, you know. So it's a great way to get inspiration. So if you're missing inspiration, check out the text you have, save every bit of text, cut it out, spend an evening watching a movie you like and cutting out text. So worth it, so worth it. And just create. Just create. Have a wonderful week ahead, folks, and make one piece of art every day, whether it's by words or by pictures. Make one piece of art for yourself every single day. I don't care if it's in a book this big. It's worth it. You need to. That's a muscle that has to be used, or it just starts to slide, and then you wonder where your inspiration comes from, you know. Have a great week ahead, folks, and happy crafting.